This is the Hoff Time Report with Idaho Freedom Foundation President Wayne Hoffman, one of Idaho's most respected, influential public policy voices.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Idaho parents deserve to know the truth about the quality of the state's government-run education system, not Sherri Ybarra's rose-colored version of it. On Wednesday, Ybarra's Department of Education put out a misleading news release touting Idaho's academic success as measured by the national publication called Education Week. Ybarra went as far as to claim that scores are, again, her words, in quotation marks, on the rise, and bragged about how the state had gone from getting a D+ in a previous analysis to a C. She said that news was encouraging because in 2016 the state ranked 31st nationally and now ranks 17th among the 50 states in Washington, D.C. That's great, Ybarra's quoted as saying. She used that word, by the way, great, twice in her press release and also called the results gratifying. And of course, some folks in the legacy media reported almost verbatim the story that Ybarra had to tell, inaccuracies, superlatives, and all. The news release points out that the results are based on Idaho's 4th and 8th grade 2019 math reading assessments and the nation's report card performance since 2003. So it's easy enough to check the truthfulness of her statements. And Idaho Freedom Foundation Education Policy Director Anna Miller did just that. And she noted that what Ybarra claims is academic success is actually the opposite. For example, 8th grade reading scores have dropped by 4 points. 8th grade math scores are also flat, and they're below where they were years ago. And the same is true of 4th grade math and reading scores. Student test scores have continuously come in below proficient on standardized tests, and they still are. Miller also told me that Idaho ranks incredibly low in 3 out of 5 categories in Education Week's report. That's not something that one would expect the leader of the state's public education system to trumpet as a success story, because it's not. Ybarra also used her phony figures to push for more government-run education, claiming we'd rank even higher if only the state would have a statewide pre-kindergarten program. Once again, that is obviously false, and you can fact-check that. This is not the first time Ybarra has decided to sugarcoat the failings of the education system she oversees. And as we've noted before, Ybarra has been trying to construct and defend a narrative that Idaho's government-run schools are getting better and better. In reality, far too many kids are graduating from schools unable to read, write, do math, any of it with great proficiency. It's common for students in Idaho to go to college and have to take remedial classes, and it's become worse under Ybarra's watch. I wish that weren't the case, because Lord knows that Idaho has some awesome public school teachers who are working really hard in their individual classes to get kids with the optimum education that they can deliver in a government school setting. Just as parents and students deserve better, so do Idaho's public school teachers. But they're being weighted down by government-endorsed education fads like Common Core and the irrational focus on social-emotional learning, which also brings in critical race theory. Ybarra continues to defend Common Core even though its failings over the course of a decade are more than obvious. She's become the state's leading booster of Common Core and the state's leading booster of social-emotional learning. Plus, she denies the existence of Common Core's critical race theory, even though there is plenty of evidence that it is endemic in Idaho's public schools. No one should expect Ybarra to suddenly decide to be honest about underperformance in the public school system. No one should expect anyone to be fired for it, and that's why it's important as ever for students to be freed from this failing education system led by a superintendent of public instruction who is willing to go as far as to lie about it. That's all I got for today. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to leave a comment, share this content with your friends and neighbors, and share Ybarra, and we'll be sure to talk to you again next time.
You've been listening to the Hoff Time Report with Wayne Hoffman. Be sure to visit idahofreedom.org for Wayne's articles, IFF research, and show notes from today's episode.